Dodge, Yahoo, Phantom of the Forest, you Spearfinger, Fire Dragon, Ohio Grassman, Silver Giant, Bloodless Howler, West Virginia Vampire, Coyote King, Hogzilla, Devil Dog, Coyote Killer. Cave creature, Mothman, Smoke Wolf, Lizard Demon, Ashman, Grafton Monster, Cow-killing Bastard, Shadow Creature, Dustman, Cherokee, Death Cat, Wild Man, Great Fire Rape. What else do I have to say? Steal yourself some chicken wire, and I'll get some lumber. Catch the Thunder Brothers. Don't you dare get out of the golf cart. We can keep our big seats while we hunt the big feet. Snarly Gastro Team, Red Island Bear Beast, Silver Giant, Squalling Savage, Black Wolf was kind of average, Stone Giant, Raven Mocker, Midnight Whistler, Wampus Beast, Wawa Woman, Ohio Grassman again. Technically Huckleberry Wolfman or Wolf County need to find the X again if we hunt the Lightning Man. Webster's Werewolf, Daily Howl, Kentucky Hellhound, Little Girl, Headless Horror, I can't take it anymore. Steal yourself some chicken wire, and I'll get some lumber. Catch the Thunder Brothers. Don't you dare get out of the golf cart. We can keep our big seats while we hunt the big feet.
Well, this year's Big Feet's the only Mountain Monsters watch-along podcast. For obvious reasons by now. I'm Robert Brockway, and I'm just here to spread my juice.
And I'm Sean Baby from the internet. At times, I wondered if demolishing the crazy house was a mistake after all. Perhaps it had been done under orders, as someone's way of making sure, but if Delphi 9 had been present at the time of the bombing, I shuddered to think of a biological weapon being unknowingly unleashed. Even the release of less dangerous anthrax had created catastrophic results at Sverdlovsk. I wondered what they would have come up with if Popes, Michaels, and my bodies had been found in the rubble. I probably wouldn't have been found. I would have disappeared without a trace.
And I am award-winning author Jason Pargin.
Even in death, he is a true ninja.
I'm okay. That's weird to imply that your body disintegrates like in a video game when you die, that you just despawn. I'm a little. It seemed like he was sort of backhandedly implying that he was responsible for an anthrax outbreak.
He was partially responsible for getting an insane asylum destroyed,
which released anthrax, which is a form of insanity.
There was a thing much deadlier than anthrax that was going to get released at the insane asylum, but the mission was a setup. It's a whole thing. I just liked that when he died, he's going to vanish. I'm going to turn into a turkey leg. I already know it. And if you're the one who kills me, it's going to restore your full health.
I'm going to eat it. Full health? Oh, shit. Oh, that's wonderful.
Brockway, what are you going to turn into when you die?
I think I would love to turn into like a 2x4, so that you could use me for like 2 or 3 strikes, like strike 2 or 3 different enemies before I break.
Yeah, Jason.
Yeah.
It would be like in Blade when they kill the vampires. They kind of like turn into ash and
like a skeleton
burn
for a
themselves
second,
up and then blow away. Yeah, and there's like a charred skeleton left, and even that disappears.
Mm-hmm. I just rewatched Blade with my 9-year-old, and it was such a crowd pleaser. Like it holds up and like perfect for kids. She the whole time riveted.
I'll rewatch Blade right now. We should watch Blade.
We should watch Blade.
This should be a Blade watch along podcast.
We should have done Blade last episode. I'm actually pretty excited about talking about this one.
You're right.
We could just read I'm sure we could just read our notes and it would be a perfect transcription of the entire episode.
Almost certainly, yes. So we are a Mountain Monsters watch along podcast. We're watching Den of the Smoke Wolves. This is a double-length season finale. We watched the first part last episode where nothing happened, and now everything happens in the second part, and I actually genuinely am excited. So normally we do a previously on here. I think all that happened last episode was corn. So previously on Mountain Monsters, corn.
Cowards and corn.
And we can get into it after our plugs.
You almost forgot the plugs. That's all.
I'm really excited, but we can get to our plugs.
It's the only thing keeping this operation alive.
Okay, Jason, go ahead.
Yes, the upcoming book is called "There Are No Giant Crabs in This Novel." Novel of Giant Crabs. It is available wherever you can possibly pre-order a book. Please go to your local bookstore if you can. They will love it if you go to the desk and say, I want to pre-order this book from you instead of from Amazon. I know that most of you will not do that, but it's available in every format, hardcovers, ebooks, audio. I guess just those three.
It's a great way to break the ice with the bookstore cashier. Maybe they're hunky. And you're looking for a
hit
way
on
in.
the bookstore cashiers. They love that too.
Customer service people. Any customer service people would love that.
Order the book. See if there's chemistry.
Yeah, anybody who can't escape.
See, what I like to do is I order a book that I want to read, right? Or to support my friend. And then what I order is I also want to order like dong management for the giant donged. And then, you kind of like slip that in subtle. And then you're like,
like dick reduction for the cursed male.
Yeah.
Of course.
Perfect.
It's just I mean, people say it's a gift, but it hasn't been a gift to me. It's always getting caught in doors. Every car door.
Yeah, what are you doing after work? You see how smooth that is?
Okay, I'll do my plug. Buy my book, Dong Management for the Cursed Male. It's out now. My publisher has specifically asked me to stop plugging my book. They don't like the way I do it, which has mostly been actionable threats. I'll be honest. I'll be real. I'll cop to that. So I'm going to try something different. And I think this is allowed. I think they're going to like this. If you buy my book, I Will Kill Your Imaginary Friend for $200. I will not come to your house and secretly spit in your mouth while you sleep. I won't do that. I'm just talking about things that I won't do. Right, publishers? My publishers gotta love that. They gotta love that, right? All right, Sean, how about you?
You go to 1900hotdog.com or to our Patreon, patreon.com/1900hotdog. We're a spit in your mouth fetish website for people with giant dongs. That's kind of our thing.
Way more profitable endeavor. Like almost every joke thing that you list that we could be.
Certainly. We're like the very last people writing jokes on the internet. We're making it work, but we'd probably make a lot more money if we spit in each other's mouths.
Or did almost anything. Yeah. Almost anything else, actually. So yeah, we're watching Mountain Monsters Down the Smoke Wolves Part 2, season finale of whatever series this happens to be. This is the end of their story, the end of the Smoke Wolf story. So when we last left off, the boys were preparing their trap for something. Buck actually said these words: "It doesn't matter what."
When you think about it.
Okay. So I became probably too agitated in the last episode when it felt like they had promised a Sasquatch with shark-like qualities, and then it did not actually appear. Not even like the sound off screen of, hey, you know what? That's the sound. That's a tree knock that you only get from a shark squatch, from a bang bus of shark squatches. I realize now, in the time since we've done that episode, they probably feel obligated to tie up all of the Smoke Wolf stuff they set up. They're like, we can't just pivot to Bigfoot in episode 7. So they have to neutralize the Smoke Wolf threat because, again, to make it clear, they came here to find farmers saying, oh, no, we've got wolves here. Yeah, obviously, we've got photographs, we've got video, we've captured them before. But then they started getting panicked calls from farmers saying, we have smoke wolves attacking us, and beg the Ames team to come rescue them. That's happened on 2 separate occasions. So they, of course, have to neutralize. They've got to trap the smoke wolves, not for freaking science. They got to do it to save these farmers and their families and all of their hogs. So we get 45 minutes. How do you neutralize the smoke wolf threat? They did resolve the Day of Wrath thing. That turned out to be the COVID-19 pandemic that Trapper prophesized 50 years in advance.
What a lucky break that was.
And then something we didn't mention, they've still got to get vengeance for Redbone.
Yep.
think about how, because again, we keep talking about how all these hogs got eaten by the freaking smoke wolf. Redbone was a guy with a family.
From Trapper's unit.
He survived Vietnam only to be.
Yeah, one of the few from Trapper's unit that were not killed.
He was Billy. He was Billy from Predator.
One of the least living units left from Vietnam. And only to be like Trapper only got sucked into this whole smoke wolf thing because he became obsessed with trying to find Redbone and never did. Think about how that had to have haunted Trapper right up to the end. So just for closure for his family, find what became of Redbone. And then on top of all of that, they have to deal with the fact that, again, not a Sasquatch with the bite radius of a shark, but a bunch of them. The way the Sasquatches showed up 2 episodes ago, they destroyed the entire woods outside of that sad lean-to Willie built for them to all sleep in together. They said it looked like a hurricane came through. So there's either a pack of shark squatches, or else there's one that is just a freaking whirling Tasmanian devil demon of a shark squatch. Either way, saddle up. Let's go.
Yes. They did start communicating with the shark squatch. They did tree knock. Unfortunately, their conversation got interrupted by COVID, but we're back at it.
So they say they've got to go back and prepare the trap. Now it is the same trap they prepared earlier this season. So I guess by prepare the trap they mean just clean out all of the like dead pets and child corpses. Just get a shovel, clean out. Just like it's like half full. You got to empty the trap.
Now this is the trap that we made fun of several episodes ago because it's like 25 feet high for no clear reason, unless they think it can just stack freaking smoke wolves in there 20 high, or hey, maybe hold a shark squatch.
Oh.
Yeah, there it is. They just didn't know. Like this is why Buck said, actually doesn't matter what we're out here to hunt when you think about it.
Yeah.
Because we built a box big enough.
Yeah.
The box is big enough for lots of stuff. So whatever it is that gets in there, that's a win, baby.
He keeps heavily implying that all of their targets are going to climb in there together and set off the trap once they're all inside. He keeps making it super clear that that's what he means. There's no mistaking it.
Packed to the gills, just a solid cube of dog and Sasquatch meat, just flailing dog and like a Borg cube.
Set it off.
Full of Sasquatch meat.
Shark scratch.
That's how you know you have a well-designed animal trap, when it will just catch anything that wanders into it. There's just whatever happens to be nearby, we'll catch it.
I think maybe that's a legal defense. Like whatever it catches. Protected species.
I always look, when I buy tuna, I always look for the can that says, the net we used catches fucking everything.
Anything caught. Children, rogue children out swimming in the ocean.
Aquaman.
Doesn't matter. So they go out to see the trap tested, and they ask Willie how it works, and I think Willie lost his mind more than anybody else in COVID. Because they ask him how it works, and Willie fucking vamps for like 2 full minutes. Just goes goddamn nuts.
What is happening here?
Pretending to be a mad scientist, takes his hat off and like makes motions like my hair is shooting electricity, and he starts doing vampire hands at them and like creeping around like a vampire. And they're like, what? What the fuck is happening, Willie?
I'm not going to accuse these guys of using any illegal substances. What I will say is there's real day drunk energy.
Yeah.
Again, if you were around 6 months into COVID, you're familiar with, there's a certain kind of intoxicated that people got that had a different quality to it the first time they were around other people in 6 months.
True.
They may have just been happy to be together again. he's not the only one. Jeff is also going to put off some real, this is not normal Jeff brain chemistry energy later
The
on.
soundtrack, like just trying to listen to this episode and like a lot of times trying to write down phonetically because the delivery is important on some quotes. It's mostly wild cackling and screaming into the air. Like this, it's just nonstop. It's like one of those episodes of like really poorly soundtrack television where you're like, the music just never stops. Instead of music, it's just them screaming, yeah, 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 like an hour
And
straight.
where the captioning on this show used to be pretty good, there's a whole bunch of unintelligible.
Yeah.
it's
I mean, there's a
weird
lot. There's a
vibe.
bunch of it where the captioned guys gave up.
Yeah, I don't know what
It's
they're
a
talking
weird
about.
vibe, and it starts with Willie explaining that you see it is a box, and then the door comes down. That's what the 2 minutes of like vampire creeping and mad electricity scientists like pantomime.
It's in his bottom 10 traps for sure. It is. He shows the pulley system, and it's just a rope wrapped around like really, really like caveman crude like stakes.
Sticks.
And
Yeah, a couple sticks pounded into the dirt.
yeah. And then it gets
It's
triggered.
how you would do it if you had no idea how to build
Exactly.
traps. This is the trigger mechanism you would come up with. The rope pulls the hatch open, and then I've tied it to a stick.
And if the wolf comes up and grabs the stick and shakes it around, then the trap will. Like, okay. I mean, that's fine. I just don't think that warranted the 2 full minutes of vamping.
It's so fucking fun. And when it comes
like-
down, it's the flimsiest little door. Like a wolf's only option would be to dig under it in 5 seconds or chew through it in 10. It is not a trap for anything. And when it comes down, he drops to his knees like Willem Dafoe in Platoon, and he's like, "That right there is how you catch a monster!" Yeah, like so much energy.
Shrieking into the sky. It's like he's playing Dracula in a drag show. Like this is how
Yeah,
that would play out. So
it's his Rocky Horror audition.
so there's one thing left to do, and that's bait the trap. And Buck says Jeff has got the bait for tonight, and he ain't telling anybody what it is. And Jeff rubs his hands together, what can only be described as gnomishly. He just gets this little gnome rub, and you're like, what does all this mean? Like, the only implication of this scene is that Buck is the bait, right? He's like, ha ha ha, wait till you see Buck. And it's like
Yeah.
hard cut away from that to Buck in a bikini in the trap being like, you.
Doing a Bugs Bunny.
They do something. They do something almost exactly like that, because the next thing is you get this terrifying shot from within a barrel looking up at the 5 of them. Look, you see their heads in a circle, their faces in a circle, looking down at the
Tarantino
camera,
shot.
saying, well, there it is, heavily implying their cameraman was the bait, and
Yep.
they've stuffed him into a barrel.
You can't make too much art in a reality show, or the fucking whole thing shatters. I don't want to skip over this quote, because Buck does come on and say a thing he said a few times already, but he says, quote, "I don't care what goes in that trap. Wolves, smoke wolves, both at the same time? You could throw whatever canine in this county in that trap, and it'll hold them." So he is picturing it. All of them coming together at
All
one
of them
time in the trap.
coming together. 50 wolves of varying sizes and supernatural abilities crammed into a giant box.
Yep. Maybe some coyotes.
With possibly a lost child. It's COVID. We don't know. All I wrote down about this is that it's a POV shot from the last thing that Ham sees. I'm getting a little punchy after driving across the country. So Jeff is stirring some sort of concoction in a big barrel, big steel, like full hobo barrel style barrel out in the woods with a 2x4, and they say he seems like a hillbilly witch, and so he starts cackling and doing Willie's mad scientist bit,
dudes are
and then
so drunk.
Willie joins in, and they both start cackling and doing vampire hands at each other and just dancing around, and then everybody starts cackling and pretending to be mad scientists and creepy vampires for like 2 straight minutes. Like, it's the most distinct capture of madness, of like pandemic madness I've ever seen. Like, just take that moment and be like, this is what the pandemic was like. And you're like, oh yeah, everybody went fucking crazy.
I do like that they're having fun, because it seems like they haven't been having fun this season, but like, it's too much, and I think they are drunk.
Oh, it's extremely weird. It's weird energy.
It's wild. It reminds me, have you guys seen the what is it? It's The Whitest Kids You Know, the sketch where like, okay, now happier and with your mouth wide open.
Yeah, that's what they're doing.
It's just because they'll cut to like Huckleberry and he'll just be like a horrible rictus of laughter, of pleasure, apparently, of just like, you'll see into the back of his molars, you'll see his fillings and stuff as he just howls to the sky. Then they cut across and everybody else is howling. You're like,
this might be one of the powers of the shark squatch.
The madness that is spread from the shark squatch's bite,
Did anyone,
as we all know.
Put the fart quote in their quote of the episode? I don't want to steal anyone's quote of the episode.
Well, we didn't even set up what he's doing. So what he's doing, they say it's he's mixing a concoction,
Right.
Based out of like the very smelly juice that they found in Trapper's Journal.
For
but
burying the
he's
bone.
adding hog's blood into it so that it will draw everything.
Now, when you say hog's
All
blood,
types of wolves.
what Jeff has done is he's taken a bowl of pig blood and let it sit out long enough that it is congealed. It's no longer a potion ingredient. This is like a volleyball-sized scab is what Jeff has here. And so, I don't know. I don't want to like criticize his alchemy, but he is dropping a giant scab into a pot of like rotten juice.
And he does like a full vaudeville pantomime. He flexes his overalls out and snaps them back, and he says, "I present to you Jeffro juice." We got to where it came from. Sean owns some Jeffro juice.
I have a Jeffro juice cup.
Yeah, and that's where we need to apologize, because multiple times we have implied that the Jeffro juice was saying that was his urine or his ejaculate. Even worse, I think someone implied. But no, it was this. It's his special bait. So now about that fart quote, Sean, do you want to circle back to that?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind circling back to it. Now, Buck says, the only thing that smells worse than this concoction is Jeff's fart. And if we could bottle those up and use them for bait, we'd catch every monster in America. And I thought this was crazy because, like, I did not know that any monsters were caught with fart. That is news to me, and I have watched every episode of this program. They've never caught a monster with farts. And also, I don't think things are going super well for the Ames team. Jeff might really be selling bottles of his farts. Like, and if he is, they're definitely going to monsters.
He's selling his juice. How far off is his farts?
I don't.
The implication that wildlife would come running at the smell of a man's flatulence,
Yeah.
is such a deranged thing to suggest, and it's the only kind of thing you can accidentally say when you have begun your riff without knowing where it's going to end. Where you say, well, the only thing that would smell worse than this is Jeff's farts. And, if we could make bait out of those, we'd catch all the animals.
Like, let's find another way to say that. You just said all monsters love Jeff farts.
Like,
All monsters love Jeff farts. Frankenstein, you want to catch a Frankenstein? Jeff farts. A Dracula? Jeff farts. All of them.
Now, the premise here is that that other bait drew in regular wolves, but the smoke wolves we know are hog drinkers.
Right.
So it's like, well, that's why the pig's blood in there. He's combining both baits to catch both creatures because, as you know, that's how that works. If you're trying to catch multiple animals, you just take the bait for each one and you just mix it together and they'll both come running.
Exactly.
That's why Jeff farts work.
You take Bugs Bunny in a dress, cover him in fish guts, you can catch an Elmer Fudd or a shark.
Yeah, they all work. It all works. You don't have to be specific. You don't have to know what you're hunting. That's overrated. That's an overrated part of hunting.
I do think there's a lot of laws about using chemical weapons to hunt in Virginia. Like, you can't poison a donut and use that to kill a bear. And I feel like any good lawyer could make the case Jeffro juice is an unfair chemical weapon.
I don't
An
think
environmental
that's the same
hazard.
case.
I don't think you're allowed to just mix together a bunch of goop and throw it out in the woods. For a lot of good reasons.
I don't think that's the same case for aerosolized things. I think in West Virginia you can still have Jeff fart on a ham, and that's legal. That's legal bait.
It's on the
to lure
books
an
now,
monster.
but I mean, we are lobbying to get laws put in
It's
place.
an injustice for sure, along the lines of helicopter hunting, absolutely, but not illegal. So that night they all gather to hype up before the final night. Buck gives them his little Braveheart speech about how they're gonna use Jeffro juice to catch all kinds of wolves, which they haven't stopped to realize the insanity they started saying recently. We're gonna use Jeffro juice to catch all wolves. Okay, like you've gone fucking crazy in the pandemic, clearly. So the plan is they're going to spray a trail of Jeffro juice from the smoke wolves' den all the way to the trap, like leading them along the lines like a cartoon character might float along the scent of a pie. Like they're just gonna follow it right there.
Like an ET.
Of course, classic scene in ET. Where the children all spray their juice. I remember.
No,
that.
Elliot, he
I remember
farted
that
along
scene.
the lawn to lure ET from the shed into the house. In the
Always works.
in the
Always
classic
works. Now, of course, that is whoever has to go to the smoke wolf's den. As Buck says, that is a guaranteed death sentence. So Buck has a separate plan where he's going to first lure the smoke wolves out because they cannot resist, as they've learned from that massacre. They cannot resist the call of a coyote. So he's going to go out into the woods, presumably in a little bikini, and play the sound of coyotes. And that will lure the smoke wolves out so that Willie and Wild Bill can go to their den and put down the juice that will lure the smoke wolves out.
It's almost too good a plan. It makes almost too much sense.
Straight out of The Art of War, right? Like,
Yeah.
They, right at the moment when 100% of the time they would have the diagram come up and show, like, here's the little footprints of the monster. We're going to lead it here, and then this team will come this way, and this team will come this way, and the little footprints will go to the trap. If they have a graphics guy whose job it is to take what they say verbally and make it into a map, he just refused.
He just exploded.
Because what Buck, we're going to get into it. What Buck is saying here is sheer madness, because I think some listeners are having trouble picturing this in their mind. Because like they are in their den, the smoke wolves. We've got to get them from there to the trap. We've got this stench liquid they cannot resist. It smells like their favorite food. So we're going to lay a trail of that from their den to the trap. But because we can't approach the den if they're there, we first are going to use a coyote call to lure them away from the trap away from the den to the trap, so that the team can go in and spray the goop on their den. So then they will come back to the den and then follow that to the trap again, having made two separate trips.
I think
Well, they're
if
going to have to
did
coordinate
hire
with the
that
regular
guy-
wolves. I'm sorry. I just want to remind everyone that they're trying to catch both the regular wolves and the smoke wolves. So
and might accidentally catch a Bigfoot. I just think if you hired the like graphics guy that has the little footprints, it's just going to be a family circus cartoon.
yeah, that's a Family Circus cartoon.
You're going to find a bunch of little jokes along the way. It's the craziest, dumbest plan they've ever suggested, and that's saying a lot. So,
have we gotten over the water balloons yet? I've lost track
no,
of where
we're right
we
on
are.
it.
Oh,
Now we
sorry.
have to go to how they're delivering Jeffro's juice to the wolves.
Right. Oh, because we just have it in a big barrel right now. Okay. Sorry.
Yes. So they're going to do it. Well, at least one of their teams. So they have two approaches, right? One team gets just a normal weed sprayer. They filled it with a weed sprayer, and they're going to spray it along the ground. And the other team gets fucking water balloons. Gets just two buckets full of Jeffro juice water balloons that they're going to go throw at the smoke wolves. And you might be assuming, well, of course, Of course, like the superior method, the one that you can just sort of turn on and off and doesn't risk exploding all over you, is the spray one. So, like, the dangerous team, the team that has to go to the Smoke Wolf den, will get that. No, Willie and Wild Bill get 2 buckets of water balloons to go stand in the face of death and hurl water balloons at death.
It's the best. This is probably the most fun they've ever had. They are cackling and giggling and goofing. Like, the rest of the world is sheltering in place, and these guys are mixing animal remains and having biohazard water balloon fights. Never seen them happier. It's not how you should handle a pandemic, but, you know, we all got to die
Now,
somehow.
we've got another comedy bit coming that, again, feels written, so I think it's the guys writing this on a napkin before they roll.
I mean, we might as well just
Somebody
read
else
it, right?
Sure.
Okay, starts with Jeff saying, you know, Buck, you've always been known as the bait king on our team, and it's time that you realize I'm the new masturbator. That's he doesn't say it with any wordplay. He says it, not master-baiter. He says, I'm the new masturbator.
I don't think he got it. I don't think he got the joke when they gave it to him.
I don't think Buck got it either, because he didn't use any wordplay when he responded. He says, Jeff, you are the masturbator. We pump you up and then you spray all over them. That's not an innuendo or anything. It's just like, yeah, you're the masturbator because we pee on you and you do weird sex stuff. That's all right. The end. End of bit.
Okay, let me paint a picture of the weed sprayer. It's the old kind. It has the big tank that you wear like a backpack, and then it has like the long wand and the tube going to it. However, it's a kind I haven't seen before where the pump to work it, to pressurize it, is on the back where you can't reach it.
Got a
it's
jacket.
just this huge handle that you have to pump back and forth. So
you
have
gotta get
to
a big strong guy behind you, a jacket.
Yeah, you got to get somebody behind you and start pumping.
Hell yeah.
Like the innuendos are right there. But like, I fear in picking this for the innuendos, like the implication is going to be that they're setting off on a high stakes chase, and at some point they're going to have to stop running from these wolves to just hand pump Jeff back up to pressure. Like it's maybe the worst device you could possibly have used. At least give him the handle. Put the handle within reach of him so that he doesn't.
Yeah.
Somebody doesn't have to pump Jeff. He can pump himself. I guess is what I'm asking for.
You might have missed this. It's pretty subtle, but it cuts to Jeff alone talking to the camera, and Jeff says, "Beautiful, beautiful. What a perfect stream." And then he does like a long squirt out of his sprayer. Did you catch that? Did you notice when he did that? It was real subtle. Like you might miss it. But I think it might be a reference to his well-documented pee-pee fetish.
Okay. We need to stop and take an hour or so to discuss this. Because, yes, Jeff says, beautiful water, perfect stream. Then Buck says, that's the first steady stream you've had in 20 years. And those of you who are fans of the other podcast that you guys do, The Dog Zone, are screaming at their radios right now. Because we did 3 separate episodes making fun of a guy who sold urine boosting supplements. The guy's named Dr. Leo Shub. And the entire premise of his enterprise of Gorilla Flow, the product, is that men are constantly insulting each other's pee streams and that strong pissers will piss mog each other. And we mock that as a thing that has never happened once in the history of civilization. But look, just happened on this screen in 4K, which means everything else he said in those videos is also true.
100%.
The racism stuff, all of it.
The time he peed in the movie theater.
The war that's civil war that's destroying all gorillas.
Yes, yes. The ancient pygmies who had to fuck their way out of extinction.
Of course, all real.
I want people to know that Jeff didn't take offense. It seems like a serious, especially for a pee-pee guy like Jeff, to be insulted for his stream. He didn't take offense. And in fact, he laughed the same way he laughed when he got mind controlled by the Raven Mocker, if you remember that. That might even still be on our soundboard.
You know what? Let's go see. Let's just take a real quick
look.
pause
Maybe
here.
it's here.
What would we have called that?
You're done with the file name?
I'm looking for the file. We've got 100 files here, and I'm worried I'm going to play the Hammer X sound clip again. So Buck explains that to bait the trap, in order to bait the trap, they're going to use pork because, as he says, any canine in the country smells that hog, they're coming in. No, it's the Jeffro juice.
Yeah, they seem to have forgotten that they did all this. They put the cameraman in a fucking bucket to get that shot, and they've still forgot about it.
So what they've done here is their original plan was to spray the Jeffro juice from the smoke wolf den to the trap, right? And then Buck says, okay, but that's too dangerous to go near there. So I'm going to go out and play a coyote call to draw the smoke wolves to the trap. And then what we're going to use to bait it is a pork. So they've accidentally reinvented their own plan twice, both steps of it. So they have a plan and they have a backup plan, and they're the same plan.
They also ruined the other part of the plan with the coyote call because they wait for Wild Bill and Willie to get to the cave. And it's not just like, oh, a cave, we're here at the cave. It's like they hear gnashing and growling. Like it is swarming with smoke wolves. And now Buck's like, okay, I'm going to call them out of the cave while you guys are standing at the fucking mouth of the cave. Which is not how I pictured it.
They even do a thing because Buck holds up, it's like an electric coyote collar, which I guess part of being an expert caller means you just buy a device with a battery in it, and I'm the one that knows how to push the button on this thing. And so they've got to do this ridiculous thing, because when we say that, Wild Bill and Willie are at the den of the smoke wolves that they found earlier, they're right there. Like they're sitting right outside of it. So they have to do this thing where Willie just looks at it. It's kind of dark and like, oh yeah, they're all leaving, all of them, every one of them, all of the hundreds, because like Wild Bill literally says, sounds like there's 100 of them in there. They're like, yeah, all 100 smoke wolves you can't see them real good, but they all ran out of their den. They're all gone.
I had some notes about this collar. Like, this is a coward's weapon, and I think Buck knows this. Like, he's like, normally I'd use my hands to call the coyote, but like, it's got to be noisy. Like, why bother with this stupid device at all? Just fucking play coyotecall.wave from your phone. Like, you don't need this device anymore. And I
love that they made it a gun. Can I just say that? It could have been a button. It could have been a button.
Yeah, a camouflage little hairdryer thing.
It's a ray gun. It's got a trigger. It's got like a little short antenna, like cartoon antenna style antenna that he points in the air, and he fires coyote. He shoots coyote noises out in the sky.
It's stupid.
That rules. I'm gonna beg to differ. I think that kicks ass that he's got a coyote gun. I wish they all had themed guns. I wish instead of a little sprayer, Jeff just went out there with like a super soaker. Just fucking blast them in the face with his piss. I'm sorry, his juice.
Oh no, you're right. By this point in my notes, I'm like, it has occurred to me Jeff has switched it out for his piss. 100%. No question.
Whoops, I drank all of the toxic concoction and now I'm peeing it out. It's the same. They've gone completely fucking crazy. Like this is one of the wildest episodes with a very keep in mind the whole time they are shrieking and wooing and cackling like mad scientists the whole time. Every development, they're just screaming, yeah, out into the woods. They're sitting there pretending that a parade of smoke wolves walk by. Wild Bill, they head in after the smoke wolves have all gone. Of course, the cameraman never turns to see the parade of smoke wolves go by mere feet away. But they start to go into the smoke wolf den. And they sneak up to the smoke wolf den, and they start saying, like, they freeze and they go, hold on, is this a smoke wolf track?
They stop for a long time looking at tracks. So yeah, take a drink. They're at the den of the wolves. They just watched a herd of, like, had to have taken several minutes for all 100 of them to exit their den. And they're like, look, track. Another one.
Track.
Look, another one. It goes on so long.
He resets his enthusiasm with each new track. Like the Smithsonian is going to pay them $1 million for each one of these.
You brought up E.T. I think the Smoke Wolves are doing the E.T. on Willie and Wild Bill with their tracks.
Yes, that's exactly what these are. The Reese's Pieces.
Oh, another one. Ooh, another one. Ooh, another one. And they end up going right into the den. And they're just trying to improv, like, they need to exaggerate everything. So Willie says it's bigger than they thought, and Wild Bill says, you could fit 500 damn Smoke Wolves down here. So now the implication is there 500 Smoke Wolves, like Sauron's army just filed past them and are descending on that small cube that they have. They're like,
think about how tiny a bite they would have to take from a pig if 100 of them came to the farm and ate one pig, and they just got like half of a haunch. There's a quote Willie says here where he sees the track and he goes, "That ain't no damn wolf. That's a smoke wolf."
Yeah, you just watched 500 of them take a parade. Mere feet from your position. You can't marvel at the fact that their track implies they are the thing that you saw they are.
But every bit of this is like another piece of a wolf conspiracy to them. They're like, oh my God. 5 tracks? Oh, this goes deeper than we thought, guys.
So they do enter the cave and they stumble across a pile of bones and meat and
This is the bones.
setting up a good set piece from them until they flash from the like fresh bones and meat to the old Arizona gift shop Skull and Bones, and then they really center that. That's how they get cut to commercial, is like showing you the sun-washed, sun-baked cow skull inside this cave. Like the Smoke Wolves have been here for 150 years. The sun just shining into their cave, bleaching these cow skulls.
It is okay. It's the dry bones we've seen a million times, and then just a bunch of like butcher shop offal like thrown on top.
It's from that hog we saw earlier. It's the hunks of meat. They just threw it out here. But Willie starts to improvise like, I see 5 cow heads in there. And Sean, again, you grew up among farming folk. If 5 cows disappeared overnight and were eaten by wolves, would that be major or minor news among the rancher that owned those?
I feel like it's the only thing anyone would talk about for like 25 years is the time.
Because they're not.
Yeah.
He's not saying that there's 5 old skeletons. He's saying like this is a fresh pile of the meat still bright red. Like, no, these things have grabbed 5 local cows and had dinner tonight, and that's the way these things eat. It's like, okay, the way you're making them sound, they would have scoured this part of the state of every animal.
Yeah. 100 wolves, I mean, I don't know how much they eat. What's the predator to prey ratio? You need like 10 prey for every 1 predator. So 100 wolves, you'd need 1,000 things that they eat. Maybe less if they eat a cow, and that's bigger than them, of course. But they would have to eat 5 a night, right?
Not to beat a dead hog here, but this is the whole issue with cryptids in general. Because if Bigfoot was real, the amount of calories it would take to sustain one family of big feet, let alone an entire species that's doing things like migrating or whatever, you would know where they had been. It would not be this mountain monster saying it's like, something's eating some chestnuts off this tree. That's a big fact. It's like, no, they would eat hundreds of pounds of food. You would absolutely know their poop would be everywhere. It takes a lot to sustain something like that.
Jason, they ate every single goddamn apple in that county.
That's true. I remember that.
Not canon anymore. That never happened.
We reset the universe.
All the apples just popped back like in a video game. Pop! Oh, my apples! Woo! Having a party. So Wild Bill says, well, shit, let's get that Jeffro juice and get the hell out of here. And Willie says, yeah, before them Smoke Wolves come back. And then we cut to a testimonial where Wild Bill says, we need to get the hell out of here before them Smoke Wolves come back.
keep rolling. No, cut. Let me take that again. We got to really get out of here. We got to stop messing around. They went down into the cave. The reason they went to the cave in the first place is because they didn't want to throw the water balloon into the cave. They wanted to go down there and like throw it at their feet so they'd get that splatter of what we now know to be Jeff's pee-pee. Don't tell these two guys because they're having fun, but they're carrying around water balloons of Jeff's piss.
They are having so much goddamn fun. We cut to an awesome action montage of Willie and Wild Bill throwing water balloons at rocks, and every single time a water balloon bursts on a rock, they go, "Hell yeah!" and high five. And it's genuinely adorable. It's just real easy entertainment.
And like, it's infectious. Like watching it, I'm having a lot of fun, and nothing kills it. Like they kill it so hard, I guess is my point.
That plot point of filling water balloons with bait for the monster, that's straight out of Stranger Things could have done that. And the kids have to go splatter this around to draw the monster. But the way it works is we're here. We want the monster to follow us to wherever. So we're splattering the bait and the monster's chasing the bait. That they've done it the opposite way. The wolves are already heading the right direction. Again, I'm not criticizing their plan based on the real world. I'm saying, according to their own fiction, Buck did a coyote call. The wolves went heading toward him in the trap. He's in the direction they need them to go. And then after they left, they started leaving a bait trail behind the herd of smoke wolves. And they're covering their den, the place they already live, with the bait. But in universe, the last thing they want to happen is to have the wolves come back to the den. But you've laid the bait trail in the wrong direction. You want to start from the trap and then bring it back to a point where they will catch wind of it. Instead, they drew the coyotes off or the smoke wolves off to the trap, and then it's like, all right, now they're gone. Bait behind them. They don't try to like hide that this is what they accidentally did. This is the only show in history where they could have done something like this.
If I have a quibble, it is to point out that you keep saying they're leaving the trail in the wrong direction, whereas I did not see them throw a lot of water balloons outside the cave. I think they had too much fun in the cave and we saw an action montage of them throwing pretty much 2 buckets worth of Jeff Roger's water balloons at the rocks and high-fiving every single time one exploded. They threw all their water balloons in the Smoke Wolf Den.
100%. They forgot what they were doing. They used all the balloons right there.
Meanwhile, possibly dumber than that, Buck says, okay, our job is we've got Jeff with his backpack of his own piss, and he's claiming it's smoke wolf bait. So we're going to leave a scent trail from the trap to that guy's farm. So if you're a smoke wolf and you get a whiff of this stinky scent and you go toward it and you have over here a box that contains a single pork chop, and over here are 200 live hogs. Which one are you going to be drawn toward?
Doused in intoxicating piss, seasoned with the most delicious piss in West Virginia.
Who called you several episodes ago in a panic saying, I have smoke wolves on my property. Will you please come and take care of them? They're going to eat my entire family. Does he know about this plan? Like, no, we're using your farm as bait. We're going to leave a trail of bait from the trap to where you live. We're going to spray the cornfield. They spray it in his cornfield. Like, that's right next to his house. In their own cannon.
They decide that means, okay, since this is not part of the plan that they outlined at all. This is a mid-plan improv. Buck is like, okay, well, he decides we gotta work the cornfield into whatever this is, because the corn, always gold. That's what they call it. They call it West Virginian gold right there. So they gotta get in that cornfield, and what they'll do is they'll meet up with Willie and Wild Bill, who will be leaving their own trail.
In the middle of the corn.
Have
they met themselves? They are not capable of meeting someone in the corn.
What they are functionally doing is they each started their leaving their trails at the endpoints where they want the animals to go, and led the animals away from that points to them in the middle of the one terrain in which they're guaranteed to be at their weakest.
It is genius. Again, this might be, we talked about this last episode, this could be that unreliable listener framing device where this could be Laura's understanding of the story being told to her. So she's like, okay, yeah.
This is
the farmer called and said, please have the wolves eat my family. And then, yeah, okay. And then
There's no way I'm hearing this right, but it's fine. I'm not going to ask him to. I'm not going to ask him to elaborate. I've been out here what feels like a long time. Yeah. This campfire's going cold. There's nothing colder than a night after the fire goes out.
She's just doing that like Netflix second screen stuff with reality TV, where she's looking up every once in a while and just being like, "Oh, in the corn, all right," and then looking back down. This is her understanding of what happened, and sure enough, they led them into the corn.
But hold on, there's 18 minutes left in the season. They're in the corn. You know what that means? The only reason to go in the corn is so they can get grabbed by a Sasquatch. Why else would they put themselves in the corn again if they're not? They legally have to have a Sasquatch attack. I'm sorry. You cannot have Sasquatch. This is in Virginia's state law. I'm certain of it. You cannot promise a Sasquatch in the first episode of your season and then get to the last 18 minutes. And they have to get attacked in this corn or else they're going to jail for Sasquatch crime. Sasquatch fraud.
We have long joked that like they are obligated to have a Sasquatch here at all times, and there's just like there'll just be a little bit that counts where they'll be walking away from the van into the forest and be like, I think a Sasquatch might have come through here. That counts. We're good. We're gonna that counts.
Pretty high for a branch to be broken.
There's no way that what they've done so far fulfills any legal obligation. There's just no way. Like they gave a tree knock once and were like, oh, Sasquatch must have come through here for the whole season. The whole season? That's it? He's gotta show up. I mean, we're watching this live. We don't know. We don't know. I have faith in them.
Now, could it have been a Bigfoot that trampled them? Because they did get trampled by an invisible monster or something.
Well, we're gonna okay.
Well, I don't want to jump ahead.
We're gonna get to that.
Let me set the scene a little bit. So they're heading towards the cornfield right now, and now to build dread for the cornfield scene, we see Buck, like Jeff is laying down his piss. He's pissing the whole while, just letting out little dribbles.
Right on the corn that we're all going to be asked to eat later. He is spraying that filthy concoction on the corn.
This happened in the pandemic. You've eaten the Jeff juice. You've eaten some Jeff juice corn. That's worked its way into, I mean, corn syrups and everything. That was probably in your coffee or whatever. They're working their way towards, and so that leaves Buck working the thermal. And he spots the cornfield on the thermal, and the corn, boys, it is glowing bright orange with the intrinsic heat of corn that corn gives off. It's just like with menace. You can almost hear it, like when they show really bright things in thermal vision. You're like, you can almost hear it thrumming, just the corn going wah. And they start heading into that corn, knowing certain death awaits them there, because nobody escapes corn. We've established nobody escapes the corn. So they're gonna meet up in the middle of it, and then as they enter the corn, Buck turns to Jeff and says, "Hey, there's a corn stalk here. Watch your step." or what? You step on corn? You're in a cornfield.
And kudos to Jeff for not saying which one, I guess. That's polite of him.
Huckleberry goes for...
Because I would have said which one, you fucking idiot. And Jeff didn't do any of that.
Oh, is there corn in the cornfield? Huckleberry is on this. He's like, okay, we're trying to set up menace. I've got this. I've got my sizzle reel line, the one that's going to open the episode. And he says... If what I hear is one of them smoke wolves, and it turns, and it comes back on us, something tells me this corn's gonna go from yellow to red, just like that. They didn't use that in the sizzle reel, man.
No.
Rightfully so.
But also,
Fucking
it
2 out of
just
10.
brings home the insanity of what they're doing, because they are spraying this smoke wolf bait in the middle of a cornfield where they have no visibility, and they're spraying bait at their own feet. Like, why would it not attract the wolves directly to them? Again, because if the wolf gets that smell and it's like, oh, here's 9, however many crew members, there's 9 warm live humans here for me to eat, why would it instead say, oh, I'm going to go check out that box over there with a pork, with an old pork chop in it? Like, no, you've got 7 or 8 live, large, fatty humans to chew into in their own fiction. Like, Huckleberry's talking about how dangerous this is. Like, yeah, you're spraying predator bait at your own feet in the middle of a cornfield with no means of escape. Your only hope is that they go for the hogs instead of you.
Or the farmer's family.
I should also add that they're going so slow because they're going backwards. Jeff is waddling backwards, spraying the stuff, and he's spraying it as if he's making a gasoline fuse, as if like he cannot break this line of fluid. Like, it's a scent trail. You can just throw a bit down here and then go 20 feet and put some more there. It doesn't have to be a steady line.
The whole point is that it's so strong that they can smell it from literally half a mile away. You just need a little bit of it around your trap. Laying a steady stream from the trap to their den is bizarre. That would just confuse them. Because there's too much of it. Like they wouldn't follow it like Pac-Man.
I think what's happening here is that Buck got inside Jeff's head with that comment about how he has a stuttering stream. And so he's like, I'll show you an unbroken stream. All the way, nonstop. Pump me, boys. I'm going to show my friend a stream. He'll never forget. Actual quote in the episode. No, it's funny that we talk about this like we're calling them out, because that's exactly what happens in the episode. We talk about this like, wouldn't the monsters just attack them? Yes, they do. The monsters attack them in the middle. They don't go to the trap. The smoke wolves don't go to the trap. It doesn't work in the fiction of their universe. It works exactly how we're pointing it out, and the monsters attack them in the middle of the cornfield. Well, something runs past them in the corn. It's the exact scene recreation from the Hellhound episode where like the corn stalks shake and all of them fall over, except spontaneously. And except the difference here, and it's going to sound like I'm making fun of them. I'm not. The difference here is that there's added tension to this moment when the corn stalks shake, something runs past them, they all fall over. And the added tension is that every single one of them are now too fat to get up on their own. I'm not joking. I'm not making any judgment. That's in the universe. Every single one of them cannot get up without help. Buck screams for Martin, the cameraman, to help him. And we pan over and we see Jeff just flailing and rolling around like a hedgehog, shrieking about how he can't get up.
Because he has that backpack on his back.
He has that backpack. Liquid. Also, he's Jeff.
He's Jeff.
He can't get up on his own
the
power.
First thing they say, they get knocked over by an invisible stampede of monsters. Buck says, Jeff, you kicked me in the nuts. Not, we're going to die. We're being torn apart by monsters. Jeff, you kicked me. And then Jeff responds to that, I can't get up. I'm stuck. And he adds, man, I feel like a fucking turtle. I can't get up. So he's a piss turtle, humiliated, trapped on his back. This has to be the greatest sexual experience of his life.
Keep in mind also that the framing device of this finale is this is all a story they are telling to Trapper's daughter. So it's like, yeah, then I fell down, then Jeff kicked me in the nuts, and Huckleberry fell down, and the cameraman fell down, and none of us could get up. We were just rolling around and flopping around on the ground, just covered in that filthy juice. And yeah, I don't even know if anything attacked us. I think we all just started falling down, to be frank.
Well, maybe she didn't hear that she just thought they fell down. She forgot about the dogs. That's why they're not being torn apart by the dogs in the story, because she didn't hear that part. That makes sense. It all makes sense in the unreliable listener narrative.
So Buck has gotten his assisted lift to stand again. The crew has helped him stand. He says, I'm gonna cover Jeff. And so Jeff is flailing on his back, covered in his own waste. And now Buck is pointing a shotgun at him. And this is the scene. Because that's what covering means. You have to point your shotgun at them so that you can kill them immediately if danger strikes. So they decide this is the cue. This is the cue. They need, in their new formula, what they do is they split up in a pincer movement or whatever this is. I don't know what the fuck, the family circus movement now. They split up, and then something happens that necessitates the other team coming back. And what happens that necessitates the other team coming back is they all fell over and can't get up under their own power. And that's what Buck has to hop on the radio and be like, Willie, Wild Bill, you have to come back and help us stand again.
They canceled the pincer movement because of this. Yeah,
they do. The whole thing is canceled. The whole plan is canceled. It's all trashed.
Buck says, we need help getting the cornfield. And then Willie says, where are you guys at? And then Buck says, we're in the cornfield. I don't know where we're at.
And he says, just listen. I promise we're going to be squalling. So we're all going to be screaming.
Yeah. Come to the cornfield. Listen for the sound of my pathetic screams.
Of me screaming like a little pig. Don't get confused. You're gonna get confused because it is a working hog farm. So you're gonna have to listen to the saddest pig squeal and follow that one.
And
That's
if there are
gonna be
any
us.
ghost wolves on the frequency, we are at the tail end of the scent trail that we created just for you.
and are now canonically covered in the scent.
That's the other complication. So they do get Jeff up, and Jeff says, I got that bleep all over me.
Yep, definitely come.
Definitely come. I got that cum all over me. Buck says he's got that Jeffro juice all over him, which, like, be more specific. That statement's always true.
That's always true, yeah.
It has somehow, his tank, I don't know how this happened since he fell on his back, but his tank has somehow only leaked down the front of his pants to make it look like he pissed himself. It's not on his back. So I'm sure everybody wrote every line of the episode that happens after this. So Huckleberry says, first thing we got to do, Jeff, and I hate to tell you this, but you need to get them damn pants off. And Buck says,
he does not hate to tell him that at all.
Because he's going to tell him many more times. Buck says, yeah, right now.
Right now.
And Jeff says, okay, hold this, and I'll get my pants off. Buck says, these are all quotes. Buck says, we ain't got a lot of time, Jeff. Get those pants off. And Jeff says, I'm getting them. I'm getting them. To which Huckleberry panics and yells, I got one behind. I got one behind. We cut to testimonial where Buck is saying, we got to get Jeff's pants off, and we got to get him off now. And then they cut back to Jeff, who falls over again. This time, no cause. No cause whatsoever. He just fell over. And Jeff screams, pull him off me. Pull him off me. Somebody pull my pants off of me. To which Buck says, come on, Jeff. Get your pants off. To which Jeff answers, pull the leg, pull it, pull it, pull it.
In the world of anime, they call this fan service.
Mm-hmm.
So Jeff
is
now
hold
lying
on. This
on the
is
ground.
everything the team is good at, though. This is from the start of the episode, the same shit over and over. Dangerous incompetence, accidentally gay stuff, getting lost in corn. In many ways, this is a perfect season finale. Piss everywhere.
I have no notes. It's absolutely beautiful. It's everything I want.
Completely agree.
I everything I was disappointed with in the first half of this episode. Perhaps it was all necessary to like build the threads, weave them all together into the tapestry we're now seeing. But this is perfect. This is what I want. Like, from such a bummer of a season, absolutely you're getting renewed. Absolutely you're getting renewed off of this.
It would have been outrageous if at this point where there's like 12 minutes left in the season, if you didn't have the lines, Buck, are you in the corn? Buck, I don't know where we're at. Willie, I can't see nothing in this corn. Yes, you got to play the hits.
Gotta play the
Yeah,
hits.
man. And you know what? Still love them. Still love those hits.
Buck gets a shot off.
So this, yeah,
Buck-
he fires a shot off.
Unusual.
Okay. Buck gets a shot off as he's screaming for Willie and Wild Bill to come run into the corn blindly to save them. He then blindly fires a shot off into the corn, potentially at his friends. All the while, Huckleberry has just finally wrestled the clothes off of Jeff, who is in a stinky, squealing mess on the ground. And then he is left holding soggy Jeff pants. Not for the first time in his life, surely.
So you're right. Did he keep the bait pants with him?
I think he must have.
Willie chucks him into the corn.
Oh, he chucks him out? Okay.
Okay.
Chucks him into the corn.
Okay,
yeah.
good.
Now it's Buck does an interview to camera saying, all of a sudden I look up, I see a big black creature coming our way. I fire around at its feet. I'm hoping that scared it off. That'll buy us some time. If only there had been some other method of repelling a smoke wolf that wouldn't have involved shooting a gun in the middle of a cornfield at a residence where lots of people are that are in the field with you. If only there was some other method they had heard, something you could do that was very easy and portable and safe that they knew 100% made the smoke wolves run away.
I feel like there was they got visited by a ZZ Top paladin who gave them a secret method to do it. No, that sounds crazy. There's no way that happened.
I think we established, I might be remembering this wrong. It's been 6 months of COVID isolation between these episodes, so my memory's a little bit fuzzy. I'm pretty sure that the Hillbilly Wizard said really obvious gay innuendo drives the smoke wolves off. So I think they're doing their best.
They're doing fine.
Like that's why he had obvious gay innuendo playing out of the speakers all throughout the forest all the time. Like I think that's what
It's just the film Top Gun playing.
just the volleyball scene on loop.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, or any of the other scenes.
or the entire movie. So Willie and Wild Bill have arrived in the forest golf cart, and what I was fully expecting them to do, because what they've had to do every other time is they get out of the golf cart and then they run into the corn, and then they also get lost in the corn. And they do that because none of the farmers have given them permission to just fucking, destroy all my crops. I love it. For the season finale, baby, they finally got permission. Willie and Wild Bill drive straight into that cornfield at
So
full
fucking
speed.
awesome.
It fucking rules. And then you get the POV camera of all the corn stalks just mowing down in front of them. And then you get the cameraman like following in their own side by side behind them as they just like plow
It's really
a plow
satisfyingly clean too. Just a perfect clean
yeah,
road.
It looks so awesome. They got to have so much between the water balloon fight and this. This is the best time they've ever had. I'm so glad for them. But the plan is also Buck and his team have asked for rescue and are also firing wildly in the corn as Willie and Wild Bill drive completely blindly at top speed while Wild Bill is in the back going, "Stand on it, Willie! Stand on it!" They can't see a goddamn thing in front of them. This should have been the series finale. This should have been this should have just cut and like in memoriam, every single one of them died. They died. He shot Willie. Willie ran them all over. Everybody just died. Jeff just died from piss poisoning from like his own piss.
Instead,
natural causes.
It's so like weirdly pragmatic. They drive close enough to where they heard the gunshot and they say, "Hey guys, where are you?" And they're like, "We're over here." And they could hear each other, even though they weren't like looking at each other. They could hear the sound. And so then they walked towards where the sound was. I'm like, I don't think she's hearing this story right. There's no way that's what happened.
Well, okay, so then Buck says once they meet up again, just before they meet up again, Buck says, "We can't wait for help. We got to get back out of here and head towards the trap." Forgetting that the problem was they are lost in the corn now. Like they're stuck. They couldn't get up. So now that they've all met up again, they're no longer lost somehow, and they decide.
Well, no, they follow the trail of destruction out, like Die Hard 2.
Yeah, they rules. They back up, and he gets along the line, and they get ready to leave this cornfield with death on their heels. Remember, the smoke wolves ran by, knocked them all over. Jeff is his pants. They're out there just eating Jeff's pants, just devouring Jeff's pants. That's not going to hold them for very long. They're gonna want the source, which is Jeff, of course. He's the source of the juice.
I don't know. Jeff's got a lot of fucking ham in those pockets, and we know that when they attack a ham, they just take little itty bitty nibbles.
Oh, they're also eating his wife's cross.
That's true.
Remember
the
that?
Precious cross.
The cross he always keeps in his pants pockets.
It's a touching story. She said, "Hey, I'm going to buy you a cross from the gift shop," and then did that. Oh my God, the memories.
I mean, he did within that story say, "We got plenty of backups of this cross." She bought like 12 of them. We got a deal.
Got a good deal.
All of this is to say, like, they have set this is the finale, the height of the finale. This is the climax. Wolves are on their heels. They're going to be devoured any second. They all pile into the Forest golf cart and are ready to fucking floor it out of there on the path of their own destruction. It's going to kick ass. And then they hear something. They hear ordinary wolf howls. And they all stop. And they all get out of the golf cart to listen to the majesty of the ordinary wolf howl. All stakes completely abandoned, completely forgotten.
Well, you have to realize they haven't mentioned this in the show, but there aren't wolves in West Virginia. That's just it's an unusual thing to find.
This scene should end with them with Buck getting out and being like, "Listen to that," and then they all get out and they look up to the sky and go, "Wow, wolves in West Virginia," and then from off camera, just a blur takes them down and you hear nothing but screaming. You forgot you were fleeing from the demon wolves, which are more special than ordinary wolves.
It would be so great. They're marveling at the howls, and then 40 yellow eyes pop out of the bushes behind them.
Yeah, you forgot you were running. You stopped to the golf cart.
6 feet under title card. All their names ending in 2023.
So they decide, okay, that's coming from right by the trap, and now they have incentive to leave the cornfield and go check out the trap. It wasn't enough that they were fleeing smoke wolves. That's a bad. Now they have to go pursue regular wolves. So they get to the trap,
right.
And then sure enough, he says, "Oh my God, the door is down." And Willie says, "I see eyes. I see eyes." And Wild Bill very cutely says, "Damn, this is awesome. We got something in the trap," which I love it, but I don't think you're supposed to say as an experienced monster hunter. I think maybe you shouldn't act so surprised. But they do have something in the trap. Somebody let them rent actual wolf dogs.
Yes.
Wolf dogs.
Yeah, these are real chill domesticated wolf dogs. Legal pet.
I believe those dogs are part wolf because that is not that uncommon.
You can just do that.
Yeah. They're too small. They're too small to be wolves. They're real domesticated. They are a little scared. They seem very nervous because what the team does is there are 2 dogs. There are 2 wolf dogs in this trap. And what the team does is circle around the cage they put these dogs in. And they all hang in it and start screaming and laughing and pretending to be vampires and mad scientists again. And howling, and all the while it cuts to reaction shots of dogs being like, "What the fuck is going on?"
Well, one of them seems a little nervous. The other one is just laid down, just waiting to.
Yeah, because they're not clawing at the door or barking or snarling or anything that would make it seem like we have captured the most wild thing that exists and we have got it. And they're just kind of sitting there clearly domesticated, not clear what's happening. So it's kind of looking at him, and meanwhile they're screaming, "Trapper was right! Trapper was right in the money!" And the Wild Bill's like, "People say we don't catch nothing. Open your damn eyes and take a gander. Look and see what we caught." And Huckleberry "We just shocked the world." And Buck summarizes clearly that Trapper's entire mission was for them to come here and catch regular wolves. And absolutely nothing else, as we have made clear from the start. The only thing here worth noticing is regular wolves.
They really did it.
Okay, first of all, little side note. It makes me sad that Wild Bill knows people say that the Ames team never catches anything. He shouldn't admit that.
Is he reading the comments? See,
Like,
on the
I read the
Reddit?
comments.
Oh my God, if he's
I
on the
found them
Reddit.
very hurtful. I internalized every one.
It breaks the reality of the show a little bit that he's like, he should be talking about how, well, yeah, you know, people are always talking about how we're the best and how, you know, there's nobody out here, you know, everywhere we go, we're surrounded by fans telling us we're the best. Because in their fiction, they're the best monster hunters in the world.
They got called
say
twice.
that over and over again. They have rival Bigfoot hunting teams who track them with drones because they're, well, in the previous canon, the point was they were so good at this that among the vast community of rival Bigfoot hunters, they were the best of the best.
Best of the best.
They're like, they are the apex. So when Wild Bill's like, yeah, every time we post on YouTube, all the comments are making fun of us and saying we've never caught a single thing. Like, no, that's not the reality you're living in. You live in a different reality where Bigfoot is real and where people respect you for what you're doing here.
They are here at this place because the farmer called them like they're the Ghostbusters. Like, you got to get out here and kill my
had their
wolf.
number. Like, yeah, you're the people who hunt when the wolves are too big for animal control. This is who you call because they can make a much bigger trap.
Exactly.
Yeah, he should have said. I don't think he should have. I don't think they should have left that in. But seriously, this is a big moment. This has only happened a couple other times in the series. They did catch something. The grand total, I've been counting, grand total is now 5 dogs and 1 pig.
Not too bad.
That's the greatest monster hunters in the world.
But
that's
3
their
of
record.
those dogs were freed by Bigfoot, if I remember. Was that didn't Bigfoot free those dogs? Or
I think those
I'm thinking of
we've
the
established
hellhounds.
those were, yeah, those were like hellhounds or something, or chupacabras or something. Those were Bigfoot dogs,
Right.
But like on camera, verifiable catches, 5 dogs and a pig, 5 dogs and a pig, not
amazing.
too fucking shabby.
Yeah. In your face, world. In your face, YouTube comments.
Not quite one domesticated animal per season. There have been 8 seasons, so like, I mean, we're not all the way up there. We got some work to do. Not every season has been a win, but spread out.
Then the end of their celebration, I started in like an emotional tribute to Trapper, showing like real life pictures of Trapper in his younger years, which again, every time they show a picture of him, it does destroy the illusion a little bit. The idea of him having always been like a grizzled mountain man gets at least one of the photos, just him like on a golf course, like in a pink polo shirt, like a goatee.
Yeah.
It's just like
Such a normal dude.
Or like transition lenses and a margarita out somewhere. And you're like,
yeah. Well,
That's
you
not the
couldn't have
vibe.
picked a more outdoorsy photo of him. And there's one where they're all surrounding his hospital bed when he's dying. They've just incorporated that into their Bigfoot show. Then Buck is wearing his "Hard to Kidnap" T-shirt in the hospital because they're not there dressed as mountain monsters. They're all dressed in their normal human clothes. They're all, you know, so they all, you can't recognize any of them. And then they cut back to present day with his daughter, and I would just love it if she would have been looked up from her phone like, oh, so you caught the smoke wolves. That's so cool. And then they'd have to explain, no, we caught completely normal wolves. And she'd be like, well, yeah, but the smoke wolves that were terrorizing those farmers and that ate Redbone, are they still where? They were in the trap too, or did you kill them separately? Like, no, again, they're still at large.
yeah, we did absolutely nothing to deter them. If anything, we did leave scent trails leading them out of their home territory, finding them a path through the chain wall to a farmer's house.
We gave them the
Yeah, we
taste for
left-
human pants and left.
And then left a stench trail right to the farmer's front door. And then we went home.
So they consider that job done, but the episode is not over. There's one more revelation, and we see it on white text on the black screen, and it says Huckleberry has a theory he wants to share with the team. And we find out it's about the big tree. We're going back to the tree. He's not going to let the tree go.
This was a legit funny comedy beat for him to be like, guys, I've got a theory I've been working on. And then he reveals it's a fucking log again.
Listeners, what's coming? You are not prepared for what they're about to say. You are not going to believe this.
Huckleberry says, now you boys know I ain't no computer person. I got to read the book. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read you a story here about a Bigfoot called the Woodsman. And this is the story he tells. He would come near the village when the sun would rest. He would kill all our dogs and jack off in his nest. Sorry. That's not the story. He reads... In many ways, the story is weirder than that. He reads a story about a well-meaning Bigfoot, all right, that comes near the Indian village. And it likes to play. And it likes to play, but it plays too rough. And so anything it plays with dies. And it's implied, some people from the village, but mostly dogs. It'll take their dogs and kill their dogs.
It's a Cherokee Lenny. If you get
it's a Lenny. This is extremely important because they're setting this up. This is not just lore that backfills like what they've done this season, but is going to inform the next season. And what they've said and what they're going to double and triple down on is that Huckleberry went back to that log alone, and he found another dog collar. And this one, it's a little metal chain collar. And this one is shiny. And Bigfoot, he loves shiny things.
does.
And he doesn't understand his own strength. And he loves to play. He's setting up, and I wish he wasn't, he's setting up a mentally challenged Bigfoot. There is a mentally challenged Bigfoot out here accidentally killing dogs, not understanding what that means.
And he loves shiny things.
Okay, I know we've rebooted it, we've retconned all of this, but in previous seasons, Bigfoot mastered fire. He traveled by boat. He made a map of all of America's waterways. I can't fucking do that. So clearly, the natural intelligence of a random Bigfoot is supposed to be much higher than this. So this is like amongst the Bigfoot community, a Bigfoot that has some mental challenges. And I know he's not real, but I don't think even if he's not real, you're allowed to hunt a mentally challenged Bigfoot.
It takes a real complicated permit.
So Huck was out there, and he was just playing with the chain dog collar, like a mentally challenged Bigfoot would, just trying to get back in his headspace. And he realized, what sound does this make, boys? And he rattles the chain for them, and they're all like, oh my god. They flash back to all the times in the woods that they heard rattling chains out there, and we're like, what is that? What could that possibly be? And they realize it was a mentally challenged Bigfoot playing with his dog collar. This whole time, that's what the chains were.
It wasn't
no other thing.
The loudspeaker by the ZZ Top Paladin. It was a mentally challenged Bigfoot playing with the dog collar.
Over the span of COVID, they simply forgot that they answered that question, and the answer to that question was that they hate the sound of chains, and so there's a Rob Zombie wizard out there building a skull wall who has wired speakers throughout the forest to play the sound of chains, and they found one of the speakers and opened it up. It was the one up in the tree, and they even specifically flash back to, remember that time? You heard the chain from the tree? And like the rest of that scene was then we followed the wire from the speaker to find out where it was playing. No, that's gone. That was a mentally challenged Bigfoot playing with his favorite toy.
And it was implied that it wasn't just the chain, because Willie says, what's big enough to keep the smoke wolves out of there? Meaning that, like, it's not the chain jingling, it's the fact that it's like a shack monster jingling the chain.
Yeah, the wolves know. The wolves know that that's the sound of a Bigfoot that wants to play with them too hard, like Lenny from Of Mice and Men. Like, they don't want to get Lennied. Like, they have learned. He's taught generations of demon wolves, like, well, we don't want to get Lennied. You gotta run.
Yeah, he'll snuggle you.
You gotta run when you hear that.
He snuggles too rough. And the smoke wolves know. They pass that down generation.
Listeners, this is about to get even stupider than the stuff that Brockway just said.
No. You're going to be finding that hard to believe. Even stupider than him.
It is stupid because this is where the smoke wolves are not kept out of there. Like, if there's a bunch of chain jingling and that's their weakness, why do they live here?
So Huckleberry says he's not done blowing their minds.
Yeah, that's true.
He's got one more revelation. And he went back to that log. He went back to the barbed wire fence behind the log. And he retrieved a single hair. And he holds that hair up, and we get like a hero shot of Buck looking down at the single hair. And he says, "Is that a Bigfoot hair?" And Huckleberry says, "By George, I think it is." And then he says, "Yeah!" They actually cut while he's screaming.
Yep.
As though they imply he did not stop screaming.
Yeah, it's pronounced with a double hyphen at the end of it because it gets cut off.
Listeners, Brockway did make something clear here. The hair that he found at the log, as Brockway said.
Yes.
And when Huckleberry is giving this spiel, when he's trying to figure out like what caused him to find the hair, he says, "Hey, you remember that day we heard something inside that log? And Willie and Buck crawled into opposite ends of the log, and something escaped out of a little hole in the side and then jumped the fence? We thought that was a smoke wolf. It wasn't. It was this Bigfoot inside that little log that is barely big enough for a human to crawl through." The theory he presented is entirely, the entire next season, the crux of it is that day, a few episodes ago, when they heard something inside the log and Willie and Buck crawled into the log, that in the middle of them was a tiny Bigfoot, a tiny little dainty Bigfoot. That when they squeezed in on it and did the pincer, their log pincer, it's crawled out the side. So this is a tiny little child-sized Bigfoot that also, a couple episodes ago, destroyed all of the trees outside of their encampment. So this is a pinwheeling little miniature Tasmanian devil of a shark squatch. I am fully on board with this. God, why can't I make the next episode happen right now? Oh, I guess I can. I can just watch it on streaming. But Jesus Christ, and it's a dainty little, it's a little Bigfoot. You could pick up. You could pick him up if you wanted to.
And he's mentally challenged.
And he's childlike and he jingles little shiny things. And when he tries to play with dogs and accidentally kills them because he's not right. He's not right in the head, as my grandparents would have said.
Because he got long COVID.
Wow. And that is the end of the... Oh, no, I'm sorry. They're coming back to the Tiger Valley next season. This ends nothing. They're coming right back here. They're coming right back to that log. Nothing. They will be in the Tiger Valley until the show gets canceled, and rightfully so.
Jason, we have watched episode 0 of Sons of Appalachia. We do know Sons of Appalachia takes place in the Tigard Valley.
Amazing. I don't know if this is worth mentioning, but this final reveal that they find a Bigfoot hair and he screams, "Yeah!" That was in the teaser for the episode that we watched. So you knew this was coming the whole thing, the whole time.
Oh, no, Sean. It was in the sizzle reel in the first episode.
In the first episode, yes.
They teased him discovering that Bigfoot hair. They showed the season climax finale scene. The only appearance of Bigfoot in the season was that thing they showed in the sizzle reels. That's all the Bigfoot you're getting. That's it. This is. It would be like if you were at Costco or whatever, and they give you the free samples, and they're like, "Oh yeah, that's pretty good. Give me a package of those." And they're like, "No, what are you talking about? That's the whole thing. That's that part of the toothpick. That's all that exists."
We don't sell those.
What are you talking about?
We never sold those. We just give them out.
Yeah!
It's a little cheap. They even showed his full, exact transcription of Howard Dean's scream in that you don't even get to be surprised by the fact that Huckleberry loses his fucking mind and shrieks into the air like a madman, because that happened the first episode, and that's exactly how it ends. You're like, I can't wait to find out more context for why he lost his fucking mind. There is none. There's no context. He lost his fucking mind.
The show went off the air for a full year after this. If you came for Bigfoot, hold on, it'll be here eventually.
I mean, look, there was a lot of low points this season, but it ends with 2 dogs and a mentally challenged Bigfoot. What more can you ask from a show? I say nothing. Nothing. You were entitled to no more.
Or from this show.
From this show anyway.
You can ask a lot more from other shows.
Or other seasons of this show. Sure. But like, I guess we're all done. That was the series that ends, and it sets up the next season.
The final season ever of Mountain Monsters.
Final one.
Before they took it to YouTube and made how many episodes?
Like 20?
Full, like Sons of Appalachia.
So
Jesus
far.
Christ. So they're making them faster than we can cover them.
Yes.
Good God.
That means we'll always be together.
Yes. We'll always be together until they inevitably implode in Bigfoot-related drama. I'm going to say 3 episodes from now. Like 3. I don't put them at 25. Nah.
Every time Jeff posts anything on Facebook, every single comment is, why are you guys together? Trapper would have wanted you. You thought you were a family, and Jeff always has to reply, they abandoned me. I never wanted to break this up. My brothers left me. It's like, oh.
And Willie always replies, hey, how about old Willie, huh? How about we bring old Willie back into the mix? And they always reply, nothing. They don't reply a damn thing.
That's nothing. Yeah, I don't.
Let's go out on our favorite quotes. Sean, how about you go first?
Huckleberry came up and he says, I have a theory I've been wanting to tell the team. They had a little title card, and then he comes out and he says, deep in the woods, there's a thing out there that bleeds, and if it bleeds, we can kill it. It's invisible. It comes from the stars. It's here to hunt us. We already read all of the quotes. We read the whole fucking episode out. I have no quotes.
Jason, how about you?
Right at the end, because it does come back, after they do the big celebration, it comes back to them repeating that celebration with Trapper's daughter, of course, and saying, yes, we found the wolves. Trapper was right. Your father was right all along. We know he was looking down on us. There are wolves in West Virginia. Us catching them proves that. It proves that he did not waste his life doing this stupid project. They tell her that, and then about 45 seconds after they say that, text at the bottom of the screen says, no wildlife was hunted, trapped, or harmed in any way in the making of this program.
Always funny. Always a funny button.
Such a perfect rebuttal because it always comes right after their celebration.
I wrote down in my notes, I didn't write her exact quote, but after they tell that story to her, she says like, well, good job, guys. Wow, you did it. Wow. Like she just could not care less.
Feigns no enthusiasm. My quote's real simple. My favorite quote of this episode was from Buck. Buck looks to Jeff and says, well, let's get out there and start spreading your juice.
Because you have to be a Bigfoot feature, you have to open up your mouth. You have to be a big